Trust yourself. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But if we're being honest, it's not always easy. We live in a world that constantly tells us who we should be, what we should do, how we should look, and even how we should feel. It can be overwhelming. We're constantly bombarded with opinions from people we don't even know, and sometimes it's hard to hear your own voice over the noise. But what if I told you that the most powerful tool you have in your life is your ability to trust yourself, your intuition, your inner voice, your gut feeling, whatever you want to call it? It's been there all along, guiding you through every decision, every challenge. Trusting yourself is about learning to listen to that voice and believing that you have the answers, even when it feels like the world is pulling you in 1,000 different directions. It's about owning your choices, embracing the unknown, and having faith that you are capable of navigating through it all. When you trust yourself, you start to take control of your life in a way that's uniquely yours. You become your own best ally, and that's when real change happens. Let's face it, there's always going to be someone out there who thinks they know better. Someone who will tell you what you should wear, what you should say, or even who you should love. And sometimes that can make you question yourself. Should I listen? Should I follow their advice? Or should I just stick to what I believe in? In those moments of doubt, it's easy to fall into the trap of second-guessing yourself. But what if you trusted yourself more than you trusted the noise around you? What if you stopped worrying so much about what others think and focused on your own feelings, your own instincts? Trusting yourself means accepting that you don't have to have all the answers all the time. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. Life is messy and unpredictable, and it's okay not to know exactly where you're going. What matters is that you're moving forward, trusting that each step you take is leading you to where you need to be. It's about the courage to walk into the unknown, knowing that you are more than capable of handling whatever comes your way. It's about believing that you are strong enough to make mistakes, to learn from them, and to keep going anyway. There's something really freeing about giving yourself permission to trust your own judgment. It's easy to get caught up in what other people think, especially when it feels like everyone around you has an opinion on what you should be doing. But when you trust yourself, you stop relying on the validation of others to feel worthy or confident. You start realizing that your self-worth isn't tied to the opinions of the people around you. It's tied to how you see yourself, how you value your own voice, and how you respect your own decisions. One of the biggest hurdles to trusting yourself is the fear of failure. We all have it. We worry that if we make the wrong decision, we'll mess up, disappoint people, or lose something we care about. But here's the thing. Failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Failure isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. Because every failure teaches you something. It helps you grow. It builds resilience, and it makes you stronger. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, it's your imperfections that make you real, make you human. When you trust yourself, you trust that even if you fall, you'll get back up. And that's what matters most. Trusting yourself also means learning to let go of the need for control. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go the way we want them to. But when you trust yourself, you know that no matter what happens, you have the ability to adapt and find your way. You learn to let go of the need to control every outcome and instead focus on the things that are within your control. Your actions, your attitude, your mindset. Trusting yourself means embracing uncertainty with confidence, knowing that you'll figure it out as you go. The truth is, we often look for validation from others because we're afraid that we aren't enough on our own. We think we need approval or permission to be ourselves. But when you start trusting yourself, you realize that you don't need anyone else to give you the green light. You are already worthy, you are already enough, and you have everything you need to succeed inside of you. The approval you've been seeking has always been within you. It's just a matter of giving yourself permission to embrace it. You are the expert of your own life. No one else knows what's best for you better than you do. You know your strengths, your weaknesses, your dreams, your fears. You know what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel at peace, and what drains your energy. When you trust yourself, you honor that knowledge. You don't let others dictate your path because you understand that no one else is living your life. You are the one who has to live with your decisions, and that's why your voice matters more than anyone else's. So what does it look like to trust yourself? It means being honest with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. It means standing up for what you believe in, even if others don't agree. It means making decisions based on what feels right for you, not what will please everyone else. It means trusting your instincts, even when they lead you down a path that others don't understand. It means being kind to yourself when things don't go according to plan, and showing up for yourself no matter what. Trusting yourself is an ongoing journey. It's not something you achieve once and for all. It's something you cultivate every day. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. You start to recognize the moments when you're doubting yourself, and you learn to counter those doubts with faith in your own abilities. It's a muscle that gets strong. So take a deep breath and trust yourself. Trust your instincts, trust your decisions, and trust your ability to create the life you want. You don't need anyone's approval to be you. You have everything you need within you. It's time to listen to your inner voice and believe that you are capable of anything you set your mind to. Because when you trust yourself, there's nothing you can't achieve. Trusting your instincts and inner voice is one of the most powerful actions you can take in life. Every person has a unique intuition, an internal compass that helps guide them through situations and decisions. It's that gut feeling you get when something feels right or wrong, even when there's no logical explanation for it. Your instincts are often based on your experiences, your emotions, and your subconscious understanding of the world. And researchers have shown that it's the quiet voice inside that tries to lead you in the direction that aligns with your truth, even when the path is unclear. Many times we doubt ourselves and look for external validation because it feels safer to rely on the opinions and judgments of others. But when you ignore your inner voice, you risk losing touch with what's truly important to you. Your instincts are there for a reason. They know what aligns with your values, your passions, and your needs. When you listen to them, you create space for authenticity in your life. Ignoring your gut feeling may lead to decisions that don't serve your best interests, leaving you feeling confused or unfulfilled. Learning to trust your inner voice requires practice. It's easy to get caught up in the noise around you, the advice of friends, family, social media, or society at large. These outside influences can cloud your judgment and drown out the quiet voice inside you that's always been trying to guide you. To truly trust yourself, you need to quiet the noise and create space for your inner wisdom to emerge. This can mean taking time to reflect, meditate, or simply listen to your own thoughts without distractions. Trusting your instincts also means accepting that you won't always have concrete proof or certainty about the path ahead. Often your gut feeling will lead you into situations where you're uncertain, but trusting it requires faith that you are capable of navigating the unknown. It's a form of self-belief that says, I may not have all the answers, but I trust myself enough to figure it out. And trusting your inner voice can bring a sense of peace, as it allows you to make decisions from a place of confidence rather than fear or doubt. Even when things don't turn out as expected, you'll find comfort in knowing you made choices based on what felt right for you, and that's a powerful foundation for growth. Embracing failure as part of the growth process is one of the most important mindsets to adopt on the journey of self-trust. Failure is often seen as a setback or something to avoid at all costs. Society tends to place so much emphasis on success that it's easy to forget how crucial failure is for personal development. But the truth is, failure is not the end. It's simply a part of the process of figuring things out. Every time we fail, we learn something new about ourselves, about our limitations, and about the world around us. When you fail, you're given an opportunity to reflect and grow. Instead of viewing it as a negative outcome, see it as feedback. It's a lesson in resilience, perseverance, and adaptability. Failure teaches you how to approach situations differently, how to try new strategies, and how to keep pushing forward even when things don't go as planned. Without failure, there's no opportunity to evolve or expand beyond what you already know. Success can only be appreciated when you've experienced failure, because the contrast between the two gives meaning to each accomplishment. However, the fear of failure often holds many people back from trusting themselves and taking risks. They worry about what others will think, the shame of not meeting expectations, or the uncertainty of not succeeding. This fear can become paralyzing, keeping you stuck in a cycle of indecision or avoidance. But to truly trust yourself, you must understand that failure doesn't define you, it refines you. It shapes your character and builds the resilience needed to tackle the next challenge with more confidence and wisdom. When you embrace failure, you take away its power to control you. You stop viewing it as something to fear and instead see it as a necessary part of the journey. You begin to trust that even if things don't go as planned, you have the strength and the tools to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Each failure becomes a stepping stone, bringing you closer to success and a deeper understanding of your own capabilities. Trusting yourself means being willing to fail and knowing that each failure is just another chance to grow and become stronger. Letting go of the need for control and embracing uncertainty is a vital step in learning to trust yourself. Many of us have a natural instinct to control our environment, our decisions, and even the people around us, believing that if we just have everything figured out, we'll be able to prevent mistakes, disappointment, or pain. However, life is inherently unpredictable. No matter how hard we try to control every outcome, there will always be circumstances beyond our influence. Learning to embrace this uncertainty is one of the most liberating things you can do for yourself. When you try to control everything, you limit your ability to adapt and grow. Life doesn't unfold in a straight line, and sometimes the beauty lies in the unexpected twists and turns. Control can be stifling. It keeps you trapped in a box of rigid expectations and prevents you from taking risks. Letting go of control opens you up to new possibilities, unexpected opportunities, and experiences that might not have seemed possible if you were too focused on following a strict plan. It's in those moments of uncertainty that true growth happens. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means releasing the need to dictate every outcome and learning to trust that things will unfold as they are meant to. This trust isn't about passivity or resignation. It's about understanding that you are capable of navigating through whatever comes your way. It's about having faith in your ability to make decisions, adjust course when necessary, and learn from the challenges you face. When you embrace uncertainty, you also give yourself permission to make mistakes without judgment. You stop expecting perfection from yourself and recognize that each misstep is a chance to learn. Instead of being paralyzed by fear of failure, you start seeing failure as an opportunity for growth. Letting go of control means allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to acknowledge that you don't have all the answers, and to trust that even if things don't go according to plan, you can handle the outcome. This mindset shift is essential for trusting yourself because it frees you from the need to seek constant validation or approval from others. You no longer feel the pressure to conform to someone else's idea of success or happiness. You create space to explore your own desires, your own goals, and your own path without the constant weight of perfectionism. Embracing uncertainty means believing in your ability to navigate through life's unpredictability with confidence and resilience. Valuing your own judgment over external validation is one of the most empowering shifts you can make in your life. We live in a world where we are constantly seeking approval from family, friends, colleagues, social media followers, or even complete strangers. The validation of others can feel comforting because it reassures us that we're on the right path, that we matter, and that we're doing things the right way. However, relying too much on external validation can lead to self-doubt and prevent us from fully trusting ourselves. When we constantly seek validation, we give away our power to others. We let their opinions and judgments determine our sense of worth. This can be incredibly limiting because it ties our self-esteem to factors that are outside of our control. No matter how hard we try, we can never please everyone. And when we base our decisions on what others think or want, we can easily lose touch with who we truly are and what we truly need. Learning to value your own judgment means shifting the focus from seeking approval to trusting your own voice. It means recognizing that you are the expert of your own life and that your opinions, desires, and feelings are valid. You don't need to wait for someone else's approval to take action or make decisions. Your inner guidance system is powerful, and when you listen to it, you'll begin to make choices that are aligned with your authentic self. This shift requires courage because it can feel risky to trust yourself, especially when it's easier to follow the crowd or seek out others' opinions. But the more you practice valuing your own judgment, the more you'll realize that your instincts, your values, and your unique perspective are just as important, if not more important, than anyone else's. When you trust yourself, you stop looking for reassurance from others, and instead, you become your own source of strength. The more you trust your own decisions, the more confidence you build in your ability to navigate life's challenges. You start to feel more grounded in your own choices, knowing that you are doing what feels right for you. This doesn't mean ignoring other people's input or being completely dismissive of their opinions, but it does mean not allowing their voices to drown out your own. By valuing your own judgment, you empower yourself to make decisions that reflect your truth, your values, and your aspirations. Recognizing your self-worth and making decisions based on what feels right for you is a fundamental step in trusting yourself. So often we tie our worth to external achievements, how others perceive us, or how closely we align with societal expectations. But true self-worth doesn't come from external sources. It comes from within. When you truly understand and embrace your value, you stop depending on others' opinions or validation to feel good about yourself. You become the source of your own worth, and that changes everything. When you recognize your own self-worth, you stop letting the fear of judgment or rejection control your decisions. Instead, you learn to trust your instincts and make choices that align with your personal values and desires. You realize that you don't need anyone's approval to take action or follow your heart. You are worthy simply by being yourself, and that realization frees you from the pressure to live up to others' expectations. Guys? Self-worth is about understanding that you deserve happiness, success, love, and respect, not because of anything you've done to earn it, but because you inherently have value as a person. It's about acknowledging that your feelings, dreams, and desires are valid and that you have the right to pursue them. When you recognize this, you stop second-guessing yourself or feeling unworthy of the things you want in life. You know that you deserve the very best, just because you exist. Once you recognize your self-worth, making decisions based on what feels right for you becomes much easier. You no longer seek out approval or permission from others to take the next step. You trust that you know yourself better than anyone else and that your intuition will guide you toward what's best for you. This doesn't mean that you'll never face challenges or doubts, but it does mean that you're more likely to trust yourself through those moments rather than relying on external validation or the opinions of others. When you base your decisions on your self-worth, you build a sense of confidence and empowerment. You stop allowing fear to dictate your choices, and you begin making decisions that honor who you are and what you need. Your self-worth becomes a foundation that you can always return to regardless of the circumstances around you. You know that you have everything you need within yourself to create the life you want. And that belief in yourself gives you the courage to move forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Trusting yourself is not just about believing you can make the right decisions. It's about building a strong foundation of self-awareness and self-acceptance. It requires letting go of the need for external validation, embracing failure as a stepping stone, and knowing that your worth is intrinsic, not based on anyone's opinion or approval. When you trust yourself, you stop looking to others for reassurance or direction, and instead, you begin to look inward for the answers you need. This journey of self-trust empowers you to make choices that reflect your true desires, values, and aspirations. One of the most important aspects of trusting yourself is recognizing that failure is not something to fear, but a necessary part of growth. Every misstep is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and become stronger. Failure doesn't define you, it refines you. When you stop running from the possibility of failure, you allow yourself to experience life fully, knowing that mistakes are part of the process. It's through failure that you learn the most about your strengths, resilience, and ability to navigate life's challenges. Another crucial element of self-trust is embracing uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we try to control outcomes, we can't foresee every twist and turn. By letting go of the need for absolute control, you open yourself up to new possibilities and experiences. You begin to trust that no matter what happens, you have the ability to handle it. Embracing uncertainty frees you from the paralysis of perfectionism and allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that you can adapt to whatever comes your way. Trusting yourself also means valuing your own judgment over external opinions. In a world that constantly bombards us with advice and expectations, it's easy to lose sight of our own voice. But when you begin to listen to your instincts and trust your inner wisdom, you reclaim your power. Your self-worth is not contingent on anyone else's approval. It is inherent in who you are. When you trust yourself, you stop second-guessing every decision and start making choices that reflect your true desires. You take ownership of your life, knowing that your path is unique and that your decisions are valid. Ultimately, recognizing your self-worth is the key to building self-trust. When you understand that you are worthy simply because you exist, you stop seeking validation from others. You become the source of your own confidence and strength. Your decisions are no longer based on fear or the need to please others. Instead, they are based on what feels right for you. This shift in mindset is what allows you to step into your power, embrace challenges, and pursue your dreams with unwavering faith in yourself. Trusting yourself is a lifelong journey, but it is one of the most rewarding endeavors you can undertake. It requires patience, courage, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. But as you continue to practice self-trust, you will find that it becomes easier and more natural. Trusting yourself is the foundation for living an authentic, fulfilled life, one that is true to who you are and the person you are meant to become. When you trust yourself, you are capable of achieving anything you set your heart and mind to.